she was about 5 days old when we started to do some more tests. But on my 20-week ultrasound, they thought she had a cyst, either kinking a bile duct or in one of her bile ducts. So we were aware that there was an issue, but not to this extent.
So up until the 20-week mark of your pregnancy, can you describe that to me?
Oh, my whole pregnancy was really, really well. I was fine the whole pregnancy, a bit of back pain towards the end because Meg was posterior, but otherwise well, no morning sickness, no heartburn, no issues.
And after that 20-week mark, how did you feel when you heard something could be wrong?
I was disappointed, but it was not a huge issue. I was very sure like a cyst wouldn't be a big drama to remove, and most people have them and we're not aware of them. It just maybe being because one had developed in perhaps bad spot on Meg and was causing some issues. But when she had her follow-up ultrasound, I think she was 2 days old, her gallbladder was larger than her liver because it was storing the excess bile. So we got referred on to the Royal Children's then, and they did some blood tests and a liver biopsy, didn't they, Meg? And a liver biopsy confirmed it was biliary, so the bile ducts had not developed properly and the gallbladder was storing the excess bile. So her poos were white because she couldn't get rid of the gunk out of her body through her liver. Then finally in February we had another routine scope to check on her varices, and they were that bad in her esophagus that one burst, as they try and do sclerotherapy, which is injecting them to help the blood clot in them so you don't bleed as bad when they do burst. But she had a big bleed during that scope and ended up in ICU, incubated and ventilated for 5 days. And she had about 6 blood transfusions, I think, following those next few weeks, because her body takes a lot longer to make blood when your liver's damaged, and her spleen was also under a lot of strain, so it got progressively worse and it developed varices itself inside and around the spleen. Then she started to get varices in her rectum as well, so she has melinas and vomit blood. So from 5th of February we've pretty much stayed in hospital. Since then we got worked up for the end of February, which is what they call when you get listed on the organ donor, you have a workup. So we did all the tests for workup and then just had to wait. And there was a few scary moments when she got a lot of fluid retention. She had fluid on her heart and lungs at one stage. Her girth got to about 69 centimetres. At the moment it's 49, so it was another 20 centimetres out here. She was just really sick a lot and really unwell, really unhappy. Then she got really yellow because her body couldn't get rid of the bile, so it came out in her skin. And yeah,
hard to watch.
Yeah, it was hard to watch, and it just, from February it just sort of snowballed and everything kept getting worse and kept happening. And when you thought that's it, we've got the really bad varices, then we got the really bad bile aches, and then we got infections, and it just kept happening.
You probably have a right to have said several times, why me? Why is this happening to us?
Yeah. We often thought why, but there's no known cause, and she's still a beautiful little girl, aren't you? Oh, it's been an emotional roller coaster, and I think one doctor told me that early on that biliary is a roller coaster ride, and it has weird turns and you don't know what's going to happen there. And I'd seen other families on pre-admissions that not many, but that had had this condition, and I thought, oh God, they're so sick, and then realised I had to get that, Meg had to get that sick as well before she got her transplant. So
it's a cruel part of it, isn't it?
It's cruel. It's just because there's not enough donors. Our kids have got to get so sick first, and there's other kids over there waiting for transplants at the moment, and as excited as you are that your kids just had their transplant and they're better, and there's a family down the other end of the ward that are waiting, you kind of feel a sense of guilt, even though I knew it was so our turn and Meg really needed it in the end. Like, it was, you know, we wouldn't have seen Christmas out, and but you almost feel guilty telling that parent who you sort of got to know so well, yep, we've got an offer and Meg's going in, and it's hard, and you want it for everybody. So yeah, I just want to see her as a happy, healthy little girl, like, and playing and at home. I think me and Gary have changed a lot like that. If you're healthy and your child's healthy, then those small things aren't a big issue because we can fix them. Mum was diagnosed with cancer in March and passed away in May, the time we've been here at the hospital. And she sort of had one semi-wish to see Meg before she passed away, but couldn't travel from Warrnambool back up to Melbourne. So she was too ill, so we had, that was just after Meg had the port placed in her chest so we could pump blood in faster. So Dr. Hardiker and the team over there were really, really helpful in, organising with the Warrnambool Hospital. If Meg had a bleed, she could go there, and she had cross matches every 72 hours at the Warrnambool Hospital, and the rural ambulance were notified about her, and Angel Flight and everything was organised if Meg had a bleed. But we were home seeing, and we took Meg home to see Mum, didn't we? And she had a really, really good sort of 2.5 weeks, and Mum just enjoyed seeing her so much, and she was quite well for those 2.5 weeks. I mean, she was still on all the medications and not eating great and crying a lot, but she had a lot more happy moments than she had. It was really, really good.